here's how to make the quick 3D box viewer so you can check your bump maps, your color maps, and your specular maps all in one place in Maya. So first, let me move the screen recording button out of the way. So first, you're going to have to just basically create a surface in which to put your textures on. I'm going to use a cube. It's a gigantic cube, so go ahead and scale it down to a reasonable size. There we go. Now we have a cube. So once you have the cube, you're going to need to start putting the textures on it. So you don't need to worry about having perfect mapping or anything. This is just to quickly view it. So go ahead and just use Unitize. And what that does is it takes every face and brings it to the 0, 1 coordinate plane in the UV editor. So now that that's UV wrapped, we can go ahead and start putting on texture. So pop open the Hyper Shader, choose a material, a blend or a fong, something that actually has specularity built into it. And then we can start placing the maps. Color map goes in the color area here. Choose File. Choose your maps. There we go. Helps if I assign the shader to the material. You do this by right-clicking on the material. Hover, right-click, marking menu pops up, assign material to selection. So there you see brick texture. Alright, after this, I quickly double-click on the material to bring up the attribute editor for that material. So then we're going to go to bump mapping here for your normal map. Choose File, and set it to tangent space normal. If you don't set it to tangent space normal, it will not read a normal map. It will read it incorrectly. It'll think it's a bump map, which would be a black and white map or a height map. So here we go, red brick normal. Okay. And still can't see it. And last but not least, specularity. Specularity will go down here in specular shading under specular color. That is where we will put the map so it'll be visible. And red brick specularity. Okay, once again, still can't see anything, although all the information is there. If you want to see stuff, you have to hit this button right here, which is the high quality rendering button. Boom. And you can see it's starting to try and emulate bump map existing. You still have a hard time really seeing anything, so at this point create a light. In the create lights, I'm going to create a point light. And I'm going to put this in the scene here. Now you won't be able to see the scene until you turn on lights, which is right here. And there you can see the light starting to exist. You can pull it away. So now we have a bump map, specular, you can see the specular light, textured object. You see the bump map is very thin on this, so it's one of those where after seeing this I may go back and push it a little bit further and bump map and stuff. If you're not getting enough specularity to test, you can always go into the material play with your eccentricity. That's how far the light will spread, or your specular roll-off, and that's kind of like a power setting almost, or your reflectivity, which actually doesn't do anything in this particular case. You can put more lights in the scene to get different looks and things like that, but this is basically enough information to get an idea of what the specularity on your map is going to look like, what the bump is going to feel like, and what the color map is going to look like all at once. You can see the light hitting the edge of this. So you can see the bump map. You can also just increase intensity of light so you can see a little bit more if you want to do that, or even color light to see how it looks in different colors. Alright, that's about it, and that's how you can actually see all of your textures in Maya without having to go into an engine. An engine will actually give you overall better results, but this is a quick way to look.